Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Pentiment. Now, I know I've been away for a little bit. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. And I'm a little late tonight, but I'm back. If I go up these stairs, it's going to take a while to find the records I need. I'll lose some time tomorrow morning unless I turn back now. Enter the library. So, yeah. The Baron has been murdered, and we are sneaking into the library at night to find out what is going on. What's this? De Herbis Cambriae. On the herbs of Wales. The writer is Cadphalis of Salopia. I don't believe I've heard of him. Mugwort and Butcher's Broom. I'm not familiar with their properties, but they sound extraordinary. Beautifully illustrated book, and the author appears to be speaking from his own personal experience. A wonderful hidden treasure for the Abbey. What do we have here? A bifolium taken from a larger text. The Mysteria Astra? I'm not familiar with it. Some sort of astronomical text. Seems rudimentary, explaining the connection between astrological signs and the elements, and their basic relationship to alchemy. Each sign is governed by one of the four elements. Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces are the water signs. Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo are earth signs, so on. Cuts off there. Next page is about something else entirely. Mr. Illuminata must be trying to reconstruct the larger text. Those two pages were interesting enough, I suppose. Quite basic. Wait. That's the connection between the astrological symbols on Ferenc cipher and the elemental symbols on the Volvel. If I turn the wheel to the elements that match the signs, the element that matches the sign, I can decipher the note he left. It's most curious. Historia de Labyrintho Librorum. Account of the Labyrinth of Books. I wonder what secret text could be hidden in such a place. I'll have to see if I can borrow the book when I have some free time. If Illuminata allows it. This looks promising. The familiares of the Sisters of Hirsau Abbey. Yes. Mother Catherine was the first to enter records, it looks like, almost 50 years ago. Sister Hildegard, from the Goldrick family in Ravensburg. Quite wealthy. Looks like she became the prioress after Mother Catherine. Sister Cecilia Adelheid? Oh, this is Mother Cecilia's record. Oh, her. Wait, she's from the Welser family? They're one of the most powerful families in Augsburg. Looks like her family donates a lot of money to Kirsau every year. More than my family sees in 10. Sister Gertrude from Hoff. The herbalist, yes. Her father is an apothecary. That explains it. Matilda Oblate. Yes, the nun's cellarer. She came from Kempton. Merchant family. Donated pigments to use in the scriptorium. Quite thoughtful. I have to thank them if I ever get the chance. It says Sister Matilda left the abbey for several months. Why would she go to a hermitage? Seems strange that she's the only entry with such a note. Dates 3 years ago. This was just before Father Matthias died. Means it was around the time Baron Rothvogel visited. I should ask Sister Matilda about this. Maybe Mother Cecilia as well. Oh, this should be interesting. Sister Illuminata. Named Angeline from the Capocci family in Perugia. Looks like they have some connection to Kirsau through an old abbot, Rudolph. Family donates money to the abbey every year as well. Sophie from Burgetts. Her family is poor, but they donated flour. Lisbeth Oblate. She's from Utrecht. Looks like she had an eventful life before coming here. Married with a child. Both died. Merchant family has some connection to Kirsau through the Kaufmanns of Rothenburg ob the Tauber. Free imperial city and home to several holy chivalric orders and monasteries. The city was a gathering point for pilgrims, Catholic and Protestant alike. Sister Marguerite. Oh, the blind girl who was Sis Gertrude. Went blind because of failed surgery on her cataracts. Oh. Wealthy peasant family. They donated wool and a pasture in Krimmel. Sister Zdena. This should be good. Hey, Dog Nozzle. They donate a fortune to the abbey. No wonder Mother Cecilia and the abbot let her behave as she does. Oh. Oh. What in the... Alright, I just need to wait for Rudiger and Matthew to leave. Just a little patience. Oh, hey! Off to Dreamland again. Andreas, when are you coming home? Dad, I'll be home soon. I just need to finish this commission for the Abbey. Good, good. But finish that masterpiece too. Time for you to get on with your career. Yes, of course. You're not going to quit this like you quit university, are you? No, of course not. Good. If it weren't for the work I did for the rector, you never would have had the opportunity. Most people never get a second chance after they throw something away like that. I know, Dad. We'll see you when you get back. Sure. All right. It's an E. Oh, it's you. I only have the picture of you, the one my brother Daniel made. Really don't have any idea what you're like. So, what are you like? Please don't imagine me telling you in your own mind. Why? You'll imagine I'm wonderful or imagine I'm horrible. Either way, it's not fair to me, is it? The real you? To none of us. Fair. See you soon, Andreas. For real, I mean. Suppose that's true. Until then. Welcome back, Andreas. It has been too long since you have graced this court with your presence. Apologies, Your Majesty. My mind has been preoccupied by a tragedy at Kirsau Abbey. Hold on one sec. What manner of tragedy? Murder of a nobleman, a close friend of the Prince Bishop of Freising. My friend Brother Piero is the abbot's only suspect. I know that he could not have done it. How do you know? Examine your assumptions, my son. In addition to having no motive and violence not being a part of his character, he is not physically capable of the act. He is of limited strength and has a palsy in his hand that makes holding a paintbrush difficult. It is inconceivable that he would have the strength and resolve to kill the Baron with a blow to the head. A whole lot of inconceivable shit happens on this hell of an earth, Andreas. I do not deny that it is possible, but I believe it is extremely improbable. So what do you intend to do about it? When I'm brought before the Archdeacon, I'll tell him what I know about other people who had motives to kill the Baron. I have to believe he'll see there are much more likely suspects than Piero. Why have you taken this task upon yourself? I have to save Brother Piero's life. He has no one else to help him. Your love for and devotion to him speak well of your character. A man who is humble before his elders honors also his gods. Of course you'd say that, old man. He is right, though. If Andreas doesn't help him, no one will. Exactly. I understand why the brothers and sisters cannot act against the abbot, but I must do something. Why does that shit-for-brains abbot care about the death of a useless fart like Lorenz Rothvogel anyway? Powerful people get upset when other powerful people are murdered. This could threaten the existence of the Abbey. Oh no, the Abbey! Who gives a damn about those hypocritical assholes? In any case, Andreas' ability to prevent Piero's death depends on the judgment of the Archdeacon. Wise or foolish, corrupt or just, the Archdeacon will be the first and possibly final arbiter of Piero's guilt. Andreas must win the Archdeacon to his side using the tools favored by men such as him. Wisdom? Wisdom can be shared, but the audience may not comprehend it. Authority? Despite your talent, you are merely an artist. He has been invested with power by the Prince Bishop of Freising. You have no authority with him. Reason? Ha! When was the last time you met a man who was truly ruled by reason? Honesty? You must be honest in all things, Andreas, but many are not willing to accept the truth. The cost of honesty can be high. If reason, wisdom, authority, and honesty cannot triumph, what am I left with? Hope. Lies. Truth. Above all, faith in providence. Well, what do you plan to tell the Archdeacon, Andreas? There were other people in Kirsau and Tassing who had motives to kill the Baron. Lucky Steinauer hated the Baron for the death of his daughter, Beat. Did the Baron kill her? No, he seduced her and made her certain promises about their future together. She was with child when the Baron left. Lucky and Agnes said they would find her someone to marry. He tried to end the pregnancy using her mother's medicine, but the result was fatal. Seems an awful lot of fuss over a little affair. Nothing worth dying over. That doesn't seem to have been the intention. Hold on 1 second. What led you to this conclusion, Andreas? Several of the town women gave me the full story. They confirmed the grave in the woods belongs to Beat and her unborn child. Surely Lucky and Agnes could have found a man to marry her. She's hardly the first woman to have been abandoned with a child. The town would have accepted her. Even if that is true, it must have been distressing to be abandoned by her seducer. Certainly some in the town would have judged her for it. Oh, who cares? What does it matter? You're a man, a nobleman, yes. It may not matter at all. Quite different for the woman involved. Well, whatever the rest of the town thought, clearly Lucky didn't hold it against his own daughter. As married to the village midwife, he would know better than most the hardships faced by unwed mothers. First daughter also married young and unexpectedly, did she not? Yes, Brigitte married Martin quite young, though now he's run off as well. Yet another woman has been left to raise a child alone. Grace, do you believe Lucky would have killed the Baron to avenge his daughter? The desire for revenge is easy to understand, even if it cannot be condoned. That is motive then, but by what means could Lucky have killed the Baron? I believe he slammed the Baron's head against the wall. Is he truly so strong that he could kill a man in such a way? I saw him lift massive stones by the church. Later, he was killing fish by slamming their heads against a rock. Neither task seemed to tax his strength. Sounds like a living monster. My kind of man. Killing Lawrence would have been easy for him. Are there any others you suspect? Prior Ferenc feared the Baron would report his occult interests to Inquisitors. How so? Prior Ferenc and the Baron shared a fascination with the occult texts. The Baron was pressuring the Prior into performing a ritual for him while he was visiting Kiersau. Ferenc refused. The Baron threatened to turn him into the Inquisition. I don't remember this. I'm sure it happened, but it's been a little while. How did you come by this knowledge? I found written evidence, a letter from Ferenc to the Baron in which he discusses all of these matters. It is a dangerous thing, a monk dabbling in the occult. His very soul could be in danger. Forget the soul, he could have been defrocked, excommunicated, or even killed, all for a little curiosity. Better to stay stupid and ignorant, that's what I say. We're well aware. All of this worry over dangerous books started in the University of Paris. Couldn't even be, is curiosity such an awful thing? No, but it was knowledge of the nature of good and evil that caused the fall of man. Seeds of some corrupting fruit may lie sleeping between the pages of many dangerous books. Prior Ferenc feared loss of his status, life, and even God's grace. Men have killed for less. How might the Prior have accomplished the deed? I am not certain. I haven't found anything that I think he could have used as a weapon. It will be a challenge to convince the Archdeacon that a Prior committed a murder this foul. Yeah, I agree on that. If you mean to suggest that Ferenc is a suspect, You must find a weapon to convince the Archdeacon. Are there any others you suspect? Found no other suspects. You have brought a worthy mystery before this court, Andreas. Pray to God we have granted you the insight that you need to face the coming challenge. Thank you, Your Majesty. I am prepared to meet the day. Before you go, Andreas, there is one more thing to consider. You will be summoned to the Archdeacon to tell him what you know. But you need not tell him everything. What do you mean? She means you should only tell him about people you don't mind dying. That's one way of putting it. There is a place for a noble lie. This is not one of them. Why? The Baron is dead. All of the people with a motive to kill him suffered, either directly or indirectly, from his wickedness. Simply mentioning a name to the Archdeacon may endanger them, whether they had anything to do with the murder or not. Right, no point throwing everyone waist deep into shit. I protest any attempt at deception, but you must ultimately follow your own conscience, Andreas. Little time remains before you must stand before the Archdeacon. Use it wisely. I will do my best. Till we meet again, Andreas, God be with you. And also with you, Your Majesty. Okay. Oh, fuck. Andreas. Andreas, wake up. Well, are you here for the books or for me? You, of course. I'd call you a liar, but I know it's the truth. Probably pray every evening that when you knock on the door in the morning, that I'll answer instead of Illuminata. Something like that. Yeah, that seems to be what happened. You want to keep talking? No. You? Oh. I thought that would just, make him move on. Oh, you know what you're doing. That's a nice surprise. Oh god, they're fucking. Sister Zdena, are you here yet? Sister Zdena? Hold finger to your lips. Dana angrily presents the unpraised middle finger of her right hand. Oh, God protect us. Mr. Illuminata, come quickly. Someone is sleeping behind the bookshelf. Oh, God. Andreas, how did you find your way in here? Why are you here in the first place? Scared Sister Zdena half to death. I'm gonna be coy. There are books I wanted to see and you never let me look at them. It's as simple as that. He's lying. He came here to seduce me. No. There is too much zeal in your claims, sister. What were you really doing here, Andreas? I was hoping I could find some clues that could help prove Brother Piero's innocence. In the library, what could possibly be in here that could help with that? I'm not sure. Do you know why Sister Matilda was sent to a hermitage around the time of the Baron's last visit? I do. Yeah, I got an achievement. It popped on my other monitor. You get an achievement for seducing Zdena. I do, but This is not appropriate for us to discuss any further. Speak to Sister Matilda or Mother Cecilia. I can't speak with you. It is not my story to tell, and in case you've forgotten, you shouldn't even be here. Please leave. Immediately. Of course, I'm sorry for the trouble. As you should be. Come, Sister Zdena. We have work to do. Find someone to eat with. Isn't this place normally locked? Memoirs hold all of the specimens Father Garnot and Brother Matthew used during Mass. Probably where the funds of the abbey are stored. The sacristy is also the treasury. Monstrance, chalice, paten, ciborum, and purificator. Almost everything you need for Mass other than the host. Yeah, Pharynx right outside. Now that I know the connection between the astrological symbols on the cipher, the elemental symbols on the Volvel, Pharynx note should be easy to decipher. Uh... Okay. Oh, okay, I see. I rotate it so that the appropriate outside portion for the symbol. You got the three symbols that line up with the color. Okay, so the little W type symbol. Okay, that needs the earth symbol. Fire. Am I doing this right? Oh. Oh, okay, it's the thing at the top. It's not, whoa, whoops. It needs to be at the top, not in that same quadrant. Okay, so... Ah, god damn it, I hit the wrong button again. Okay. Uh, Hi, Gerhard. Gerhard is in the late brother Gerhard? Yes, yes, it can't be a coincidence. Higerhard. Brother Gerhard died sometime last year. How does this connect to him? Is it an anagram using Gerhard's name? Harried, Hardier, where's the G go? Sure, Adoc would know. Maybe it's not an anagram. Oh, let me think. Why his name? Why Gerhard? Dutch? No, not Flemish or French. Think. Did he use his name for an abbreviation? That's a lot of letters for an abbreviation. Cipher inside of a cipher? Perhaps. I don't know. I think. Wait, maybe it's an abbreviation and a name. Gerhard is the name. What's H-I? Aldignata? No. Ile Lacrimae? Oh my god, it's so much simpler. Ik Ayaset. Here lies Gerhard. Gerhard's grave. I wonder if it has something to do with the Baron's murder. I'd ask the abbot for permission to exhume the grave as soon as possible. Monument to the founder of the abbey. Fairly recent. The funds were donated by her descendants. Oh, yeah. Now I remember. Brother Gerhard's grave was disturbed recently. Ferenc must have buried something here. I need to dig up this grave if I want to know what he was up to. I bet Otto would help me if I asked. God bless you, Master Mailer. Alright, Matilda. May I ask some questions, Sister Matilda? No, Mother Cecilia doesn't like us talking to men unless it's truly necessary. This concerns the murder of the Baron. Yes? Tragic, but what does it have to do with me? Why did you have to leave Kirsau to go to a hermitage? Baron Rothvogel had an appetite for young women. Neither his marital vows nor the vows of the women seemed to matter much to him. When I was on my way to town one day, he surprised me in the meadow and made his interests clear. Let her continue. I refused his advances. I thought that would be the end of it. This was not enough because he did the same thing the next day. I refused him again. Why didn't you tell Mother Cecilia, Father Matthias? To do what? Be lectured on how to behave? Accusing a man of misbehavior, especially a nobleman, is not so simple a thing. On the third day, he attacked me on my way through the meadow. Dragged me into the forest where he could have his way with me. I managed to badly scratch his neck. It saved my virtue, but it enraged him. Beat me until he was exhausted, and he left me there in the woods. Miracle you weren't killed. Yes, and I thank God for it. Mother Cecilia had me removed from Kiersau for my safety until I could recover. The wounds to my body have healed, but the attack has left a lasting injury in my mind. I have to say, this sounds like a strong motive to kill the Baron. I was angry. I was filled with hate, yes, but it's been years. Mother Cecilia and Father Thomas helped me move past the anger, find love in this community. Father Thomas? Yes, Father Thomas is our confessor. We can talk to Mother Cecilia about our problems, but only a priest can hear our confessions. Sister Matilda, did you receive a strange note recently? Yes, how did you know? Others have received notes as well. What did it say? Here, look for yourself. Remember what he did, the violence you suffered. The red bird flies. Matins. Oh, right. Chapter. Rothvogel, the red bird. Found it in my bed in the nuns' dormitory. You can keep it if you like. In your bed? Who could have put it there? The only people allowed beyond the garden are the sisters. I can't imagine any of them making this. Mother Cecilia and Sister Illuminata have beautiful handwriting, but both of them have been so kind to me. Thank you for your time, sister. God bless you, Master Mailer. Okay. Whoops. Okay. Gertrude dries and stores all of her herbs. Oh, mouse finger. Such a great little kitty. That cat. God. Alright, let's talk to Cecilia. God bless you, Andreas. God bless you, Mother Cecilia. Is there something I can help you with? I need to talk to you about Sister Matilda. Matilda told me. Of course. What happened to Sister Matilda was tragic. Lorenz, the Baron, tried to seduce Sister Matilda. She rebuked him several times. So one morning he attacked her in the meadow on her way to town. He dragged her into the woods. Sister Matilda is a strong woman, but her resistance was met with violence. Pilgrims to the shrine found her. She had been beaten so badly she could barely move. I'm assuming the Baron didn't suffer any consequences for this attack? No, I knew he wouldn't. I also knew that bringing the attack to the attention of Father Matthias would put him in an impossible position. The Baron would suffer no consequences, but the abbot would have refused his continued patronage. Concealed the assailant's identity from Father Abbot, and had Sister Matilda taken to a hermitage near Mittenwald. Stayed there under the care of sisters until she recovered and could return. How did Sister Matilda feel about seeing the Baron again at Kiersau? Andreas, if you want me to tell you that I think Sister Matilda killed the Baron, I won't. Seeing him was hard for her, of course. She defended her virtue from the Baron, but her injuries were severe. Her body recovered in time. Her mind, I don't know if it ever will. Still fights him in her dreams. She wakes in the night, screaming, soaked in her own sweat. Though it affected her, yes, it still affects her. It doesn't mean she wanted to kill the Baron. It certainly doesn't mean she actually did. Sister Matilda is a faithful servant and friend of Christ. I believe that truly, Andreas. She is respected and beloved by this community for good reason. I think Brother Wolslav knew the Baron attacked her. He cautioned me against bringing her up with the Archdeacon. No, he didn't know. Perhaps it will come to light now that the Baron has been murdered, but she didn't tell him before. But their relationship is more than... Andreas! He didn't know. She's assured me she told no one else in all this time. No one. If she chooses to tell anyone now, it hardly matters. Do not mention Sister Matilda to the Archdeacon, Andreas. Do not believe she could have done this. Of course. God bless you, Andreas. I would need a murder weapon. Painting of Hildegard of Bingen, Mother Cecilia's favorite. Doors into the convent are locked to outsiders. Men, at least. And the shovel has blood on the blade. Not normal. I think Sister Matilda uses it in the garden. I should ask her about it. Oh, ho, ho. God bless you, Master Mailer. Can I ask you some questions, Sister Matilda? You know Mother Cecilia okay, yeah. I have to ask you about your shovel. Garden shovel? I wouldn't say it's mine. It belongs to the Abbey. I just use it more than the other sisters. There's blood on it. I recently used it to kill baby rabbits in the garden. The other sisters are too squeamish to do it. I didn't clean it because it was going right back in the dirt anyway. But why bring up the shovel? Oh, I understand. No, I didn't use it to kill the Baron. A man is not a rabbit. Thank you for your time, sister. God bless you, Master Mailer. Let me talk to Wolslav. Wait, no, that's not where. There's... I need some answers from Wolslav. How did he know? He knew something, or was it not Matilda? Has to be. Someone was in a hurry to get rid of this parchment. It smells recent. Probably wasn't burned more than a day ago. Okay, so... Barrett got a note, too. Andreas, what an awful time. Awful time. A baron, murdered at Curacao. These are dark days indeed. Brother Piero, I admit, I would have never thought him the type. What could have possessed him? Piero was a half step from the grave. You can't believe Brother Piero would kill the baron. It's not in his nature. Envy and pride inspire men to madness, Andreas, even old men. But you have come to me for a reason. Need something? I found a strange note in your fireplace. It was written in an unusually fine hand. I found others around, tassing with the same hand. It seemed to have appeared out of nowhere. What were you doing in my home? I called out your name and thought I heard a scream inside. Feared you were being gruesomely murdered, so I let myself in. Well, next time, don't. Let Prior Ferenc be killed. Alright, I'll try to remember that. You impossible! Ugh. Any person of manners knows better than to go snooping through others' things. I have nothing to hide. And why burn the note? What was left was difficult to read, but I can make out the red bird. Tink. It was a strange little thing I found on my desk after waking up. Matins. It meant nothing to me, so I put it in the fire. It wasn't there when you went to sleep? Not that I noticed, but again, Andreas, it was small. I could have easily overlooked it. Surely it's just a loose scrap. The hand was handsome, you're correct. Like anything penned by the brothers in the scriptorium, to be certain. How unsettling. Who has access to your home? Everyone at this abbey. What does it matter to you? It was just a scrap of paper. I'm not sure yet. I just have a string. I found a similar note in the Baron's effects where the Florian was performing his initial examination. But the abbot ordered you away from Abbey. Andreas, your cavalier attitude toward Father Gernot's commands. Don't you find the coincidence strange? No, we operate a scriptorium, Master Mailer, and house perhaps the largest library in Bavaria. We are awash in parchment scraps. They multiply like silverfish between the pages of our books. Are you satisfied now? One more thing. I'm gonna do a Columbo. Remember what the note said? No, only that I found the contents nonsensical and disturbing. The remaining legible part read, "The Red Bird." You don't know what that could be? Rat from some bestiary? I couldn't say. My eyes watch the heavens, not the trees. Although, we do not see many red birds at this altitude. The common robin, perhaps? Or a swallow? That doesn't matter. I'm telling you, it was nonsense. Those that will have to do. Thank you. Excellent. Are we done here? I had a few more questions, if you don't mind. Be quick about it. You rushed into the scriptorium and hid something strange at your desk. Pardon? And why were you sneaking about the scriptorium? I wasn't sneaking. I dropped a bottle of paint on the floor and was cleaning it up. I could have left it there if you preferred. The floor is rather drab in the scriptorium. It's an ungrateful wretch. Let us seek a common understanding, Master Mailer, as two brothers in Christ. Please, let's. I love to understand things. Scriptorium is my domain, and you are a guest here. So long as that is true, I do not answer to you, but the abbot only. Is that clear? If you don't mind me asking, why aren't you the abbot? It's an elected position, isn't it? Did your brothers not find you fit? It's not. I will not discuss this with you. Are we done here? Came across an interesting letter from you, addressed to the late Baron Rothvogel. What? Where did you get that? You shouldn't leave this type of thing lying around. An unscrupulous person might use it for devious ends. Because this doesn't look good. Not as it looks. He meant to coerce me into performing a ritual to help him with a audition. But I refused, as the letter makes abundantly clear. The line between one who knows such rituals and one who practices them is thin as a spider's thread, Prior. Some would say it is only a matter of time before the temptation became too much. Do not question my devotion to the Lord, Master Mailer. I am the prior of the Kiersau Scriptorium, one of the few of its kind left in Christendom. Modest though the abbey may be, our library contains works on subjects rarely found beyond its walls, certainly not all in the same place. Men of certain academic interests, it is perhaps the only place we may meet and discuss them. Yet he threatened to expose you to church inquisitors. The Baron's interest was more than academic. When he wished to make it practical, I refused. There is nothing more to it. Let's see. Now, is that all? I have duties I really should attend to. I will leave you in peace. Be well, Prior Faring. Well, Master Mailer. Ah, got it. He was defensive and evasive. Let's go get Otto. So, the real question here is who is sending out all these notes? Otto. Afternoon, Andreas. Heard that Baron friend of yours was killed up at the Abbey. I'm surprised he wasn't killed sooner. My mentor, Brother Piero, has been blamed for the crime. One of the elder brothers, isn't he? Might have met him while I was replacing the scriptorium roof. Seemed an alright sort for a monk. Sorry to hear it. Anyway, did you need something? Otherwise, I got things to do. Do you think you could help me dig up a grave at the Abbey? Why? Think there's something in there that'll prove the old brother's innocent, right? That's it. You're perceptive, Otto. I only listen when people talk. Try it. Talk to the abbot about this mischief? I wouldn't want to get my grubby hands all over his stuff without his permission. Of course, the abbot knows all about it. You're not a very good liar, Andreas. But it's alright. I don't care what the abbot thinks. It'll take a few hours, especially if I'm digging alone. You got time for that? In that case, let's wait. Alright, don't be too long. I got actual work to do. Okay, so I gotta... Let me talk to Lucky before I go. Just to see what information I can get out of him. Hello, Schlau. That cat. Andreas, make it quick. I found the note you left in the forest. Remember the girl, one grave for two innocents, the red bird flies, Matins, chapter. You know where it came from? No. Yeah, I can... That's all you're getting from me, Andreas. Looking at me like that, you're gonna regret it. What's that supposed to do? Scare me? Just answer my question. Fine, if it'll get you to leave. Found it with my tools the night before Rothvogel was killed. Don't know what it means. Why don't you keep it, since you care so much? Done now? One grave for two innocents. Isn't that the grave in the forest? Saw you leave flowers there. A beat and her unborn child, weren't they? You were following me. I knew it. Say nothing. But now you think you know everything, huh? You got me all figured out. She was important to you. She was my daughter. But that... What he did... Oh, ugh. That is a typo. What he did to her, I hope he burns in hell. You don't have children. I wouldn't expect you to understand. It wasn't right what happened to Beat, but at least her child is with the Lord now. Small mercy. Won't talk to you about her, Andreas. Don't ask me again. Perhaps another time. Oh, fuck. I missed a thought bubble. Lucky is the only one who hasn't... Maybe it's just because I didn't get there, but he didn't... Say he didn't kill the Baron. Ready to go dig up that grave? Oh, God. Who is the one writing the notes? I could always pin it on Lucky. He seems to have a decent motive. Here you are. Sorry, Andreas, I can't let you down there. Father Garnot doesn't want anyone talking to Brother Piero before the Archdeacon arrives. What am I going to do? Elope with him? I know, I know. You know this is absurd, don't you? What do you want me to do, Andreas? I can't go against the abbot's orders. I understand. Sorry. No, you're right. I'll leave it alone. Bless you, Andreas. I'm also perfectly fine, throwing Prior Ferenc under the bus. Ready to go dig up that grave? Okay, come on, let me... Let me reload, see if that fixes it. Hey, Andreas. Hey, Agnes. Is there something you needed? You're lingering. Hoping to talk to you about the... Where did you hear that from? You would think the Abbey worships gossip, given how they talk. True. Sad and true. My daughter was a sweet girl. Sweet and loving and naive. Sorry. Thank you. Hard to talk about. Do you know enough to ask about her? What else have you heard? I have some idea, but I'd like to hear it from you. Baron met Beat on one of his visits to town. Took a liking to her. On. Made her many promises, promises he had no way to keep, no intention of keeping. Pete was no child, but she had little experience with men and the things they'll say to get their way. When she missed 2 cycles, she came to me. We had already been through this with her sister. This before or after Brigitte had married Martin. Before, strange thing, since Brigitte was younger. Both our girls had wound up in trouble, but Beat knew we wouldn't be angry. Lucky's a gruff man, but he loved both our daughters, no matter what happened. And then, tried to restore her bleeding cycle and the pregnancy. I didn't want to help her, so she helped herself. The medicine I used with other women. It was an accident. God knows it was. Even if the church thinks differently. One last thing, about Lucky. Do you think he blames the Baron for Beat's death? In a sense, I believe all of us who loved her do. Wish you could have known her, Andreas. She was a sweet and loving girl. That's not what you're asking me, is it? You want to know if my husband killed your friend. We hardly knew each other. Be that as it may. My husband is not a murderer. Sorry, I can't take your word for it. Brother Piero's life is at stake. But I'll leave you in peace. Be well, Agnes. You as well. Ooh, stout. Good dog. Child's drawing. Wonder who the artist is. Lamps. This must have allowed access to the aqueduct. Hold on, let me see. Something. Oh, okay. I can't do it during meal time. Hey, Andreas, do you have dinner plans? You should join us for a meal. I'd like that. Lead the way, Hetty. That's what I like to hear. I'm starving. Bless us, O Lord, and these your gifts which we are about to receive from your bounty. Through Christ our Lord. Amen. 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 There's been some chaos up at the Abbey, hasn't there, Andreas? What with the death of that nobleman? What was his name? Lawrence Rothvogel, a baron from Worms. Good riddance. You won't find many in Tassing crying over one dead nobleman. I'll admit this has me interested. A murder at an abbey. How did it come to pass? Still trying to figure that out. My mentor, Brother Piero, found with the body, but he's too frail to have done the deed. Grizzly. What about the blood? Was it everywhere? Oh, buckets of it. Absolutely ghastly. Tell me about the wound. Could you see it? Jesus, Mom. Only curious. It's not every day a man's murdered in broad daylight. What if I need to protect myself? You're being weird, Mom. Weird and drunk. Uh-huh. Do you have any idea who might have done the deed, if not this brother Piero? I am pursuing that question at this very moment. Well, not exactly at this moment, but once we're through here. You want to inspect our kitchen for clues? You feel free. Maybe wash the dishes while you're at it. I got a bit of laundry you can do, too. What? Andreas is gonna do our chores? Don't be stupid, Hans. Mom and Dad are just being annoying. Anyway, whoever killed the Baron has to be dumb as a sack of bricks. Or very angry. Does anyone come to mind, Johann? No, and I wouldn't tell you if they did. No good can come of whatever it is you're up to, Andreas. Once the church and the nobility get involved, all the peasants are going to get is shit. From one end or the other, it doesn't matter which. Gross, Dad. What? I'm right. Hans thinks I'm right, don't you, son? Always, Dad. At least God granted me one respectful child. Ugh, what a suck-up. I like Veronica. Speaking of the church, has Johann told you about how the abbots out to ruin our lives? No. We were supposed to expand our farm. The abbot's taxes make it impossible. We can't grow enough barley to feed ourselves, pay the miller's toll, and give the abbey its due. Not Christian. Not right, the way you and the rest of the farmers are treated. That's right. Now that renegade Kemper's kicked the bucket, the old witch's land will be forfeit soon. Once Ottilie is gone, her land will be available for us to purchase, God willing. Not if Uncle Franz gets to it first. Can't believe you. She's an old lady living all alone. Be looking after her, not picking scraps from her corpse. Shut up. Jesus. How dare you speak to your father that way? Say nothing. I feel sorry for Ottilia. Lord help me, we're going to have a very serious conversation about your attitude, Veronica. Ha ha ha, you're in for it now. Eat shit, Hans. Alright, that's it. Andreas, been great, but I need to have a talk with my ungrateful children. See yourself out. Be nice to your sister, Hans. No. I need to go to the chapter house to meet with the Archdeacon. Can I dig up the grave with Otto? Or, oh. Hey, Andreas. Nope, I can't. I don't believe Matilda did it. I would say Ferenc is the most likely suspect. But I don't have a murder weapon for Ferenc. Okay, here we go. Please state your name for our records. Andreas Mailer, journeyman artist from Nuremberg. What is an artist doing in Kirsau Abbey? The Abbey still has some commissions from wealthy patrons, and I need the money before I return to Nuremberg. Yeah, I'm not gonna be coy or mess around with this guy. I may lie to him, but I'm not gonna be a dick to him. Arnold, please write that down. I think we're ready to begin. Of course, Your Reverence. I'm gonna see if I can pin it on Ferenc. Don't know if I have enough. But I don't believe Matilda did it. Oslav, no, though. I'll pin it on Lucky before her. Now then, Master Mailer, what was your relation to Lawrence, the Baron Rothvogel? I only knew him for a day, but we were on friendly terms. Do you feel you had a sense of him as a person? Yes, Your Reverence. How would you characterize him? Confident, overbearing, used to getting what he wants. You think someone would kill him for that? That seems unlikely. Someone had to have a reason. If not that, something else. Otherwise, it makes my presence here somewhat difficult to explain. The Baron Rothvogel was murdered here in this very room. Someone did it. Brother Gernot believes it was one of his monks, Brother Piero. Shit, was that my chance to pin it on Ferenc? I have met with Brother Piero and questioned him at length. While it seems unlikely that a man of his age and temperament could murder the Baron, he was discovered in flagrante delicto. Say nothing. Piero had reasons to resent the Baron. The loss of his work, the insistence on discussing the writings of the troublemaker from Wittenberg. And as for his age and infirmity, I myself have read of many cases in which a man of modest strength comes to the temptations of the devil. Once seized by a devilish fever, the poor sinner gains an infernal power that allows him to inflict grievous wounds, sometimes fatal. What I am saying is that in spite of this curious circumstances, Brother Piero is the most plausible perpetrator of this most vile act. I understand that you are on friendly terms with Brother Piero. You also interacted with the Baron both in the town and the Abbey. Did you witness anything that suggests someone else could have murdered Baron Rothvogel? The Abbey's... Oof. Oh, do I want to go there, though? Yes, I'm gonna go there. The Abbey's prior, Ferenc, was behaving suspiciously on the day of the Baron's arrival. He may have had a motive. That is an extraordinary claim, Andreas. The abbot speaks highly of the prior, and he oversees both your and Piero's work, does he not? Yes, but Prior Ferenc's role in the scriptorium has little bearing on his motive. Oh boy. I'm not gonna have enough. Extraordinary claim requires extraordinary evidence for me to take it seriously. Why should I take the word of an artist over a respected officer of this abbey? I can provide evidence of Prior Ferenc's motive. Please do so. Baron Rothvogel and Prior Ferenc were exchanging letters about performing a magical ritual during the Baron's visit. You have proof of this? I have an imprint of a letter that the Prior wrote to the Baron. In it, the Prior mentions that he will not perform a ritual for the Baron, even if the Baron does follow through on a threat to implicate him to Inquisitors in Innsbruck. An implication of necromancy is a serious matter. The Prior's position would have been in peril, possibly even his life. Yeah, that's a... I don't have the... How do you believe Prior Ferenc would have killed the Baron? Pray you will not say it was a magical ritual. Not certain, your reverence. Ah, a troublesome wrinkle. Is there anything else to say about the prior? No, your reverence. Very well. Who else may have wanted to see the Baron dead? Gotta go with Lucky. Lucky Steinauer argued with the Baron. Who is Lucky Steinauer? I don't believe his name has come up during our questioning. Town stonemason. Alright, what's the connection between the town stonemason and a nobleman from Worms? Lucky wanted to take revenge against the Baron for the death of his daughter. Did the stonemason believe that the Baron had murdered this young woman? No, she was a suicide, but Lucky held the Baron responsible. This is quite hard to follow, Master Mailer. What does this have to do with the Baron and the stonemason? On his last visit, several years ago, the Baron charmed Lucky's daughter, but left her behind. Sometime after the Baron left, Beat realized she was with child. Stonemason and his wife did their best, but Beat did not want to keep the child. She attempted to stop the pregnancy by way of her mother's medicine. Mother's medicine? Agnes Steinauern is the town midwife. I see. In the end, the medicine claimed her life. And her unborn child with it, I presume. This stonemason, Lucky Steinauer, has held a grudge this whole time? They argued about something, I know that. I witnessed it the morning the Baron arrived. How do you propose that this stonemason killed the Baron? In spite of his age, Lucky is incredibly strong. Have you been by the town church, your reverence? Yes, I passed it on the way to the abbey. Why? I saw Lucky lift one of the largest stones in the cemetery wall by himself. From what I remember, the stones are quite large, but being strong alone does not mean that he murdered the Baron. I also witnessed him killing fish by slamming their heads against a rock. The Baron was killed by a blow to the back of the head. Perhaps Lucky simply slammed him into something, anything, to cause the wound. An interesting theory, Master Mailer. Is there anyone else you can think of who may have wanted to harm the Baron? I could think of no... Martin could have stolen from the Baron, but I don't... He wouldn't have bludgeoned him to death like that. I can think of no one else who could have caused to harm the Baron, your reverence. Very well. Are you aware of anything else that may shed some light on this case? Has brother Florian told you about the note he found in the Baron's clothing? Yes, Brother Florian explained how we came to find it and told me its contents. Master Adeljäger has entered his testimony in our register. Your description of what transpired between the Baron and Beat Steinauer explains the meaning. You don't think the stonemason wrote it, do you? No, whoever wrote the note was a talented scribe. I understand Kirstau has two, the elderly brother Adok and the younger brother Guy. To be frank, Your Reverence, neither man has the skill to write in this way. There's something else about it, too. The style is just different. It's unlike Adok and Guy's writing, unlike mine. Yes, well, whatever the particulars, it seems it will remain a mystery that stands apart from the commission of the murder. Unfortunately, there is more to tell. I found more notes. Notes written in the same hand on the same type of parchment, those who had a motive to kill the Baron. That is deeply troubling, but again, beyond the bounds of my investigation. Oh my god, You've got something bigger here. He's just concerned about who pulled the trigger and not the guy behind the scenes pulling the strings. In any case, I thank you for bringing it to my attention. Of course, Your Reverence. Thank you again for your time, Master Mailer. Would it be impertinent of me to opine on who the killer is? Not at all. You are an educated man. have conducted yourself appropriately in this inquiry. I reserve final judgment, of course, but who do you believe killed the Baron? Considering all of the evidence, I gotta go with Lucky. I think it was Lucky Steinhauer. I believe he cared deeply for Beat and could not forgive the Baron. Forgive the Baron for his role in her death. Noted. Contributions to this inquiry are appreciated. Thank you for your time and candor. You are quite welcome, Your Reverence. Till later, Master Mailer. Oh god, I hope I managed to pull this off. Until then, Your Reverence. Final day of law and judgment. Reyes, I didn't think you were coming to this. I didn't think I was either. I suppose I wanted to see how this ends after all. You believe that Lucky Steinhauer killed that nobleman? Oh, they did it. You missed the trial, Andreas. Magistrate from Mittenwald came in, read all the charges, and found him guilty. Well, whether we believe it or not, the magistrate was convinced. Can't remember the last time there was an execution in passing. Oh, here comes the procession. Did I miss anything? No, you're fine. Reyes. Otto? I wish I could have gotten around to digging up that grave, and I may have gotten something on Prior Ferenc. Agnus Dei, qui tollis peccata mundi, miserere nobis. Agnus Dei, yeah, all that. Agnus Dei, qui tollis peccata mundi, dona nobis pacem. You know you didn't do it. Lucky see you in hell, stonemason. Silence, silence. I order the executioner to carry out his duty. I warrant him peace and safe conduct, whatever may befall him. Lord, into your hands I commit my spirit. Watch. My Lord Judge, have I executed well? You have executed as judgment and law have required. For that I thank God and my master taught me such art. Yeah, she's gonna be pissed at me. You, I know this is your doing. Agnes, no, I swear to you I had nothing to do with this. I don't believe your husband could have done this any more than I believe Brother Piero capable of it. But talk to the Archdeacon. What did you tell him? I did tell him I saw Lucky arguing with the Baron, but Hetty and Veronica saw that. Half the town did. Why did they take him from me? Sorry, Agnes. I'm being a two-faced little shit here. It's separation. Andreas, has the time come for you to leave us? I'm afraid so, Brother Piero. This is a sad parting, but inevitable. I had hoped you would stay a bit longer. The world needs you more than Kirsau does. You've grown beyond this old abbey and become a master in your own right. I will miss you, my son. Oh, I thought I was gonna be here for the entire game. as I will you. Come, your masterpiece is complete. May I see it one last time before you go? I suppose it's not everything I hoped for. Must continue to hope and strive, Andreas. Even masters have much to learn. I am excited to see it done at last. It is a masterpiece, truly worthy of the word. And it appears you took my advice to heart. What advice was that? Put yourself into the work, not just to interpret another artist's work, but to transform it into something true. This shows the world as it is, as you have seen it, even if it is not what we may want to see. Though it is not my place to say so, I am proud of you, Andreas. What's this? Scrap of parchment? Do not return here. A warning? Whose hand is this? It doesn't look like Brother Adok's or Brother Guy's. Brother Florian and I found a similar note in the Baron's clothing. And I found more notes delivered to others while I was investigating. It must have been written by someone who knew the darkest secrets of the town and this abbey. They tugged at those secrets to kill the Baron, like someone pulling at threads that had been buried in the past. Frightening thought. Who would do such a thing? I wish I knew. Do not trouble yourself overly about it. Your future lies outside of these walls. I hope that you will have time to visit me once or twice in your travels before the Lord takes me. I'll come as often as I can. I'm sure we'll see each other again. Pray we will, as I pray for your success. God bless you, Andreas Mailer. Thank you for your guide. Thank you for your friendship. Till next time. Oh, hey, finished Act 1. Oh. Are you alright, Master Andreas? What? Are you alright, Master Andreas? Yes, thank you. I was just remembering him. Trying to, anyway. It doesn't come easily anymore. Oh, would you like me to leave you alone? No, Casper. It's not necessary. There's nothing to be done about it now. Too late. Andreas never came back, did he? So many things. Andreas Mailer. I never expected to see your face here again. Have you been in Nuremberg for these last 7 years? Okay, 7 years have passed. No, Nuremberg for a few years, but I received some lucrative commissions abroad. I'll go with Aragon. Spent a few years in Aragon. They're quite fond of Netherlandish painters, and my style was, well, close enough. Are they still conducting those ghastly inquisitions there? Across the peninsula, yes, though less so in Aragon. Why? I find them cruel. The Jews were ejected from Dijon as well, an ugly part of our history. I'm surprised you care at all. Well, I'm not about to leap into a fire to save anyone, but I don't think it's right to happen to them. In any case, it seems time and fortune have been kind to you. I suppose 7 years is a long time. Yes, too long to wait for poor Brother Piero, it seems. Anyway, I'm surprised a man of your wealth has come to visit a small country abbey. Even so, you should watch your carousing on this visit. The abbot's tolerance for excess is less than it once was. You haven't changed at all. Still the same asshole. This is Kirsau, Andres. You should know by now. Nothing here changes. If you follow me, I'll show you to the guest house. Your boy may stay as well, of course. He's my apprentice, Casper, and we appreciate the hospitality. When was the last time someone stayed here? Everything's so musty. Master Andreas, how did you come to be so well known at Kirsau? I thought you spent your Wonder Yara in Flanders. I did, but I finished them here, earning money in the scriptorium while I finished my masterpiece. Really? I didn't think Abbey still had scriptoria. They don't. Kirsau doesn't anymore. Oh. For better or worse. I suppose I should tell you. There was a murder at the Abbey while I was here. What? Really? It was a dreadful affair. Father Gernot panicked and accused my friend, Brother Piero, of committing the crime. I did some searching and managed to convince the Archdeacon that someone else was the murderer. The town stonemason, Lucky Steinauer, died for the crime. You got someone killed? Yes. I had no idea you were involved in something so exciting. Why didn't you mention it before? It must have been a terrible situation to be in. I made some missteps in my time at Kirsau, but I saved my friend's life in the end. What are we doing in Tassing now? I wanted to pay my respects to Brother Piero. And to be honest, I'm not looking forward to returning to Nuremberg. This commission, it's an obscene vanity piece under the pretext of a religious scene. My patrons just want to celebrate themselves and their wealth. I dread each new commission more than the last. Every step I take toward home is agonizing. But, Master, you're famous and rich. Your work is wonderful. When I saw your altarpiece in Nuremberg, I begged my father to help me become your apprentice. I don't understand how you could accomplish all that you have and be unhappy. All that I have accomplished is my work, yes. Now I am left hollow, with nothing else left. Once I wanted this life so much that it consumed my every waking thought. I don't know if I've changed, or if what I wanted was never really real. Maybe I've been a fool this whole time. I want life as an artist to be better for you, Casper. Learn from my mistakes, alright? Alright. Yes, Master Andreas. I shouldn't be burdening you with such dark thoughts, Casper. Come, let's visit my old friend Klaus. It's been too long. As you like, Master Andreas. Okay, is Klaus... Oh, Schlau. Just do it. You know it's the right thing. I don't understand why this is so hard for you. I'm scared. It's dangerous to cross the abbot. Would you prefer the alternative? Don't need to do that, Otto. I understand. I'm just saying. Andreas? Andreas Mailer? Good to see you again, old friend. Otto, you're looking well. This is my apprentice, Caspar Ziegler, from Salzburg. Good day. That answers that. Thought he might be your son. No, no, not yet. Ava and I just had our first little Otto. So we call him Otto. That fucking baby's face. Just a Congratulations to you both. That's wonderful news. Thank you. Been a trial with Dad gone. Clara and Ursula help out where they can. Sorry to hear about your father. That's life. At least he's with the Lord now, free of his aches and pains. I know Ava wrote to you about my father's death, Andreas. Why didn't you write back? Mm, sorry. Things got busy after I left Tassing. Sorry to interrupt, but I should be heading back. I feel like I should remember your face, but I can't place it. Yeah, I thought it was Martin. Oh, don't trouble yourself. It's me, Martin, remember? Oh, yes, of course. Hello, Martin. Hello. Sorry to run, but I have to get these sheep back to the farm. As much as I love whiling away the hours in the meadow, I have a lot to attend to. Otto, I'll see you at the meeting later. Andreas, until later. Till then. Oh, fuck. Yeah, the last time I saw him, he was running away. Pain in my... Something happening in town? Picked an interesting time to visit. Come by the town commons in a while. I think you'll be interested to hear what I have to say. I didn't realize you were in the business of giving speeches. I'll definitely attend. Sounds good. Until later, then. Andreas, I had heard you were back in Tassing. God bless you. Good morning, Father Thomas. You're not going to try to get me to come to Mass, are you? I would hope that in the many years since you were with us in Tassing, attending Mass has become a habit. That, and I'm sure Master Mailer isn't staying through Sunday. Hopefully this visit will be less eventful than your last. Tassing has enough going on as it is. We have our bonfire for St. John's Eve tomorrow night. We'll get up to all sorts of mischief. And then it's my job to hear their confessions in the days that follow. Not to mention the grumbling the peasants are making. Let's just talk, brother. No need to scare our guests with such things. Sure, if there is trouble, Master Mailer will be the first to stick his nose in it. Why are you always such an asshole? You have no appreciation for how privileged your life is. It's easy enough for you to come and go. You don't have to live with the consequences. The people in town resented the Abbey for Lucky Steinauer's death. It probably contributed to their current agitation. They blame the Abbey for his death when they should blame you. You're the one who testified against him. Would have been better for everyone if you had simply allowed Brother Piero to die. After all, he only had a few years left anyway. Stare menacingly at him. Nothing to say for yourself? Friends, there's no need for such ire. Forgive me, Father Thomas. I let my passions get the better of me. Besides, that's not even why I came down here. I actually came to speak to you on the abbot's behalf, Andreas. Father Gernot would like to invite you to come to the library tomorrow morning if you're interested in purchasing some of our books. Why didn't you tell me that when I was at the abbey? I can't know the mind of the Father Abbot. I just do what he asks. The library is not quite ready yet, as it does not see much use. You could come by tomorrow morning. Mother Illuminata can show you what's available. Mother Illuminata? Yes, since Mother Cecilia passed a few years ago. How did she die? Peacefully in her sleep. So, tomorrow morning, I'll come by to take a look. Very well, I'll let him know. Andreas, I apologize for my harsh words before. It was rash. Brother Piero was a pious man and a skilled artist. We miss him. An excellent performance, Brother Guy. I almost believed it. Andreas, please. Fine, Father. Oh, Father Thomas, do you have a moment to speak inside the church? Yes, I think so. Why? A private matter. Oh, of course, of course. Till tomorrow. God bless you, Andreas. It was Klaus again. Damn it, I forget. Klaus. Andreas. I don't want to bother you, but I was passing through. Well, feel free to keep passing through. It's been 7 years after all. First Bert, then Marie just after Magdalene was born. Oh, fuck, they're dead. My wife always thought highly of you. Can't believe you didn't write back after I told you they had passed. Sorry, I should have written. Yes, you should have. Too late for that now, though. Boop it, Bobo. Oh, hello. She likes you. Your business seems to have grown. What are you printing? 12 articles. They were originally written by Swabian peasants who were demanding changes from their lords. Freedom from serfdom, freedom to hunt and use the woods as God intended, freedom from compulsory labor. Abolition of the inheritance tax, fair appraisal of rent, the return of property to common use and ownership. Yeah, if dug up the grave, I would have accused the prior. My reasoning was I thought that I had a stronger hunch that the prior did it than Lucky, but I didn't have enough, and I figured that if there wasn't enough evidence, Piero was going to die. Abolition of the inheritance tax, fair appraisal of rent, return of property to common use and ownership. Bavaria isn't Swabia, but their complaints are just as valid for the peasants of Tassing. Ah, so this is Otto's cause. It's caught your ear already, hmm? The abbot has been squeezing the peasants for years. Now he's squeezing the townsfolk, and we're pushing back. Your cause is righteous, Andreas. If you haven't seen the Gertners lately, you should visit them. And Otto had you print these? Yes. Why? Well, I didn't think he could read. Can't, but just about everyone else in town can. Speaks, I print. Just trying to do my part, I suppose. I'm sorry, I'm still not in the mood for this late reunion. Back for dinner tomorrow. Go to the Commons, hear what Otto has to say. It's worth hearing. I understand. Until later, Klaus. Until then. So many people. Everyone listen. We all know why we're here. Nothing I'm going to say will be a surprise. Nothing I'm going to say hasn't already been spoken behind closed doors, whispered to your neighbors. Nothing I'm going to say is untruthful, though it's time we started saying it openly. Year after the year, the Abbey has found new ways to tax the peasants. Piece by piece, the Abbey has taken away our rights to use God's forest to support our families. Law after law gets heaped upon us, restrictions on how we can pay rent, limits on where we can move, who we can wed. Now the death tax, which once claimed only our best animal and garment, takes half our estate. No consideration for widows, no consideration for children. What about the town council, the rat house? Community hall where people meet. Typically a council that governs day-to-day affairs under the authority of the Lord. Surely that is a sign that the abbot wishes to share his power, to listen to our grievances. You have a good heart, Ulrich. You always want to see the best in people. But no. Council is a way for the abbot to divide us, pit a favored few against the many. This is not charity. No, only greed and desperation drive Father Gernot. You'd think that if the abbot could, he'd steal a dead man's soul from heaven itself. And when we protested, what did Father Gernot do? He locked the shrine of St. Moritz. He won't allow the people of this town, the farmers of this land, to pray before the relic. Now, when we most need the intercession of our saint, the abbot has shut us out. Father Gernot's actions aren't just. They aren't Christian. We've endured this abuse for too long. It's time we let the abbot know we won't take it anymore. You're right. You're here. Yes. This has to stop. Let's fix this. Stop. This is foolish. Soldiers are already patrolling nearby towns. If you push against the abbey, you'll incur the Duke's wrath. You get the town razed and everyone killed. Hannah's right. The Duke is a powerful force in Bavaria. You're playing a dangerous game, Otto. You lot are no match for trained soldiers. If you don't relent, you'll be ground into dust like the Swabian peasants. We could always grind you up instead, Lenhart. Might be right if there are already soldiers about. I don't know. We must stand for what is right. God is on our side. Don't be shy. Speak up if you have cause. We won't be overrun. The peasants of Salzburg were able to take the city and have their cause heard. If the people could get the Archbishop of Salzburg to listen to them, then we can do the same with the abbot. Master Andreas, do you think my family in Salzburg is alright? I don't know, Casper, but we can find out. Alright. Enough is enough. We can't stand by while the abbot continues treating us poorly. People all over Swabia are taking back their God-given rights. Why shouldn't we do the same? A righteous cause. Martin's right. We deserve better. We can do this. Well spoken, Martin. Everyone ought to consider what he said. Martin has proved dependable these last few years. But if the words of men can't persuade you, perhaps a sign from a greater power will. The abbot may have locked us out of our saint shrine, but God has shown me that he is with us. I think that's all I should say for now. Thank you all for coming. Good day, Andreas. Alright, it's been too long. It's lovely to see you again. Hello, Andreas. That fucking baby's face. Surprised to see you after your long absence from passing. At this rate, we thought we'd never see you again. I was gone too long. I'm sorry for not sending word of my arrival. Certainly did pick an odd time to visit. We're in the middle of a strange season. Ah, you found the Gertners. It was very arousing, Otto. I swear, they get better each time. I hope the Duke doesn't catch word of this, Otto. The town could suffer for it. We're past the point of caring, Mailer. If you were in our position, you'd understand that. You're right. It's not my place to judge. I'm just concerned. It's appreciated, but we know the risks. Otto, did you really see a sign from God? Is that true? It is, Andreas. I swear. Come talk to me later. I'll tell you what I can. Alright? Anyway, Andreas, you and yours should come by the house for supper. We'd be delighted to have you. That sounds wonderful. We'll be there, Clara. Andreas? So, Otto. Sign from God? Oh, right. I found something just a few days ago. This will sound crazy, but I found St. Moritz's head. What? His head? Are you sure? I can't say anything more until St. John's Day. Everyone. Understood. I won't say a word. Better not. I'm trusting in you to be a good man about this. Whisper anything about this to anyone, I'll do more than kick your ass. Naturally. Till later, Andreas. Hello again, Andreas. We're about to sit down to supper. Care to join? It would be my pleasure. It's truly a blessing to have everyone back together again, if only briefly. Keep an eye on that boy of yours, Andreas. See that he minds how much he takes. Young boys eat too goddamn much. Peter, stop that. Andreas is our guest. Why don't you lead us in grace? Fine. Bless us, O Lord, in these gifts which we are about to receive from your bounty. We pray again for our beloved Christine, gone now these many years. Please help me protect my family in these difficult times. Christ our Lord. Amen. Amen. Master Andreas, why are we the only ones with bread? Gertners can't afford a lot of bread. They're being polite. Andreas, it's so good to have you at our table again. And with another guest, is this young man your assistant? Casper, yes, he's my apprentice. That would explain why I saw him writing in that little journal. I remember you did the same thing when you lived here. You still draw in your journal, Andreas? Oh, sometimes, when the mood strikes. Wouldn't that be nice, Jorg? If only we had to work when the whim took us. And we toil all day, and that despicable abbot is starving us all while he sips on his sacramental fucking wine. Lay off him, Dad. He only just got here. How have the fates been treating you these last few years? Yeah. The Lord is testing us with another hard season, I'm afraid. That's one way to say it, and miserable as shit all around. Maybe you should be resting, Grandpa. I'm gonna die, I'm gonna do it sitting up at my own goddamn table. The whole family's been ill, Andreas. Peter, his father, and Ursula with an ague, and well, Clara lost a childbed a year ago now. Tragedy. I'm sorry for your loss. Thank you, Andreas. It was some time ago, but, well, such things linger. It was monstrous. Monstrous. Remain silent. Seems the Lord rarely looks in on tassing any longer. Why it's time for us to take matters into our own hands. Oh, yeah, you're right. I didn't even think about that. But yeah, the people from Tassing were in the masterpiece. We're eating at the table. Do you think he's right? Please, can we not talk about this now? Jorg here was married while you were away, Andreas. Really? To whom? Me, Andreas. Why else do you think I'm here? Of course, you two make a good match. Jorg has been good to me. There aren't many other options in Tassing anyway. Been a couple springs, but I'm still not used to being married. Congratulations, Jorg. I'm happy for you. Thanks, Andreas. It's been our one blessing in a dark season. With children soon to come, I hope. Yeah. What? I don't get it. Stupid kid. You? Oh, forget it, Ursula. What have you been up to, Andreas? I say my life seems so far from theirs now. Don't leave them waiting. Can't think of anything. Leave me alone. They'll think you're rude if you don't say something. Well, I've been so busy with Casper's apprenticeship, I never have any time to myself. Better not have any children, then. Do my best to be helpful. Ursula, maybe you should excuse yourself and rest. You're sick. But Mom, I'm still hungry. Here, Ursula, you can have mine. Not fair that nobody else gets any bread besides Master Andreas and me. Stop! Ursula, give it back to him. Not going to have people in this town saying we can't feed our goddamn guests. Besides, we all have work to get back to, don't we? Time to get back to it, Andreas. We'll see you and your boy later. My apologies, Peter. We don't mean to overstay our welcome. It's alright, Andreas. He's just in a bad mood. It was lovely to see you again. Yes, thank you for coming, Andreas. Will you be staying for St. John's Eve? I think so. Good. Hopefully we'll see you later. Until then. Oh boy, I didn't realize I could click on those thought bubbles. I should have figured that out in Act 1. I saw them and I just took like what the little I saw there as like inspiration for it. I didn't realize it would be the whole I could actually click on them and get some more info out of it. The sin of Saul, the sin of Saul. Master, did you hear that? It sounded like someone crying out. I think it's Sister Amelie. She's a mystic. She may have been having one of her visions. Sister Amelie, are you all right? Philistines, this is the hand of God. Compline, compline. Sister? His sister or something? I mean, I saw them. I didn't realize they were a thing you could go on and get more out of. Like, there was one thing from Sister, I think it was Sister Illuminata earlier when I was asking her, like, okay, you want to ask her something, but what would she reasonably know? And that was kind of what I saw in the thought bubble. Something happening at Compline? Compline right now. So I use that as kind of a jumping off point to go, oh, this is what she would most likely know. But I didn't realize, yeah. No! Sister? Sister Abelie? You're the artist, Andreas. You alright, sister? I'm tired. Was I talking? You were having a vision. You mentioned the sin of Saul, the Philistines, and Compline. Oh, I wish Father Thomas were here. Would you like Casper to go get him? He could, yes. His house is just around the corner. Casper, run and get Father Thomas. Yes, Master Andreas. Your son? No, I have no son. My wife and I. It's all right. You don't have to explain. I have little advice for mothers and fathers. My world is one of spirit, coupled from the march of life and death. I see and hear your world turning from this little window. They are mercifully small glimpses. Mercifully small? This cell allows me to contemplate mysteries without the noise of the outside world polluting my thoughts. Your world is the world of normal lives and normal thoughts. It can be difficult to hear the divine, much less make sense of it. I have no will to be part of that world. I strive to have no will at all, but to subordinate myself to the will of God. When my will is His will, He graces me with visions, confusing though they may be. Join your will to be intimate with Jesus as though He were your wedded husband. That is a bold thing to say, Master Mailer. Where did you hear that? Why do you assume I heard it? I have thoughts of my own. Of course, but you have given me no indication of living a contemplative life. I am glad you have an interest in spiritual matters. These are not words to speak lightly, nor ideas to speak lightly of. Revelations we experience can be terrifying to us and to those who witness us experiencing them. They are not dreams, but waking visions of the greatest divine forces. I'm sorry, I did not mean to offend you. I am not offended. But it is difficult for us to communicate these experiences through the written word. Sister, what is that hole in the ground? My grave. Oh, that's metal as fuck. That seems macabre. I dug it before Father Thomas read me my funeral rites, before I was enclosed here. I dig a little more in it each day. Most people find it shocking, but this is my devotion, my vocation. When someone finds their calling, they must answer it fully. I don't think it's that simple. Find that God's calling is simple and singular. It is the rest of the world that is complicated. Is your calling in question, Andreas? Is your life? Both, I think. I've lost my love. My love for art, love for family, love for anything. The last 7 years have been hard. It was all too much for me. Don't lose hope, Andreas. Human heart is no small thing. It can hold so much. Oh, yeah. I remember reading, and not necessarily reading, I don't remember where I heard it, but yeah, finding out that there were these, I think it was mainly nuns, but I'm sure there were men who did it too, who walled themselves in these little tiny cells to, like, contemplate the deeper mysteries of religion and faith, etc. Reyes, thank you for sending Casper. It seemed prudent. Are you all right, Sister Amelie? Yes, Father. I may have had another vision. Reyes said I spoke of the sin of Saul, Philistines, and Compline. What do you think it means, Father? Reyes, Casper, you excuse us? We appreciate your help, but I must tend to her now in the church. Of course, Father. Good evening. God bless you both. Master Andreas, I'm confused. What did that all mean? I'm not sure, but the last time I heard Sister Amelie have a vision, it was just before the Baron was murdered. What? Do you think... Could Sister Amelie be receiving warnings? No, that's too simple an explanation. There are layers and layers to divine messages. No revelation with real power or prophecy could be understood plainly. The meaning must be hidden or implied. Sounds complicated. Come, Casper, let's retire for the evening. Wait, this wasn't here last time, was it? Getting late. I should get some rest. Go to sleep. Oh, did you drop this, Casper? No, I don't think so, Master. Ah, boy. The script looks beautiful, Master Andreas. Did you write that? You were warned. Warned? What does that mean? Warned about what? It has to do with the murder that happened the last time I was here. No, I thought they caught the murderer. Yes, but complicated. Let's just head up to the library, Casper. All right, Master. Yeah, so that is where I'm going to leave it for tonight. I've gone over, and I started late anyway. That's going to be it. Uh, I will be back tomorrow night with more Pentiment, where we're going to find out who the hell just got murdered and what the hell is going on here. So, anyway, that is it for tonight. Thank you all for watching. Have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.